What's up guys, Jivan back with another video. Fighting is probably the most important skill to get down in Fortnite, and one of the best ways to get better at fighting is just to learn from other people's fights, see what they do right, see how they outplay their opponent, and that's why this is one of the most helpful series on my channel. Today, I'm going to be bringing you How to Fight in Arena Episode 4. In this video, I'm just going to be breaking down my fights and letting you know how I outplayed my opponent. Before I start this video, please consider using code JivanTV in the item shop, hitting that like button, subscribing if you're new. Now let's hop into this video. First thing I want to talk about is strafing during fights to get the best peaks and make yourself hard to hit. I do that really well in this fight. Pay attention to how I set up these peaks and my movement when I take these shots, especially that second shot. Look at how I move to the left. It makes it a lot harder to hit you when, say, you're crouching or moving left and right, you know? This is really important, especially when you're double editing down on somebody like I do in this clip. Say I were to just straight line run at him, he would have had a better chance of being able to line up a big heavy shot on me and kill me. But instead, I switch directions. Once I get him piece controlled in those walls behind him, I turn around and start moving backwards while I take my shot. This next fight here, I play super smart. I want you to notice a lot of things in this fight. First off, right here, when I'm going for this wall, check out my counter peek when I realize he's about to edit on me. I try to duck behind that cone as cover when I didn't get his wall. I shouldn't have pushed that wall like that because he owned those builds, but I counter peeked really nicely there to get out of a sticky situation. Now after that, notice how I tunnel over to him to get a different angle. I knew people were spraying from the mountains, so I needed to full on tunnel to get a new position so that I didn't get beamed while I pushed. Then when I see him running at me, I use another counter peek method. I let him walk into my right hand peek, as you saw there. I was tracking my opponent the whole time and I saw him running forward at me. When he flipped that ramp, I knew the fight was mine. Next up, we have one of the most useful moves in the game, a little pickaxe bait and pre-fire. I'm always ready for them to double edit on me when I'm going for this top cone like in this situation. If I see them start to make a double edit, I'll immediately place the wall in front of me so they can't take a shot. But when I'm pushing somebody, I'm always constantly pulling out my shotgun just in case they edit like they do here. I might show some more pre-fire clips later, but let's go on to this next clip, which was for the dove. This right here is straight out of Raiders Piece Control practice maps. I see him on a ramp going up, so I get this floor over top of him. In this situation, I go for the floor simply because he has another ramp over top, so a cone wouldn't place, if you see what I'm talking about there. After that, it's just getting out to the side fast so I can take a peek shot on him. And then I just had a total major health advantage, and I just had to let him show himself and get the dub. That clip is proof that Raiders Piece Control maps work. If you don't already use them, I don't know what you're doing. Those of you that watch my videos all the time, you probably saw this coming. I use this ramp phase trick all the time, and I love showing you guys examples. So let's get into a few of those examples real quick. As you saw, I got a health advantage by spraying my SMG at his wall. This is a great way to get a few free tags because SMG bullets just go straight through walls. After that, I go above him and I start pretending to phase into his box. I'm just keeping pressure on him. If I broke his top floor while walking against my ramp, I would phase right in. But here's where the trick I was talking about comes into play. I drop right against his wall because I want to be able to press up against his wall to get this ramp through. The way you do this is just crouch once while holding your ramp out and looking down to the left. It works on any ping. Anytime I get a ramp in their box, I know they're going to go out a side, so I pre-box out the left and get him caught right in there. Sometimes they don't go out a side and you can kind of predict it if they're just standing still like they are here. I just go for this mongrel edit on them. Another thing I'll try to do with it sometimes is I'll place a ramp behind me after I get the ramp in their box and just phase jump in, edit the ramp and take the shot, just like I did there. Here's another really good example. I played this fight so well. First thing I do is I make him think I'm going to pressure this wall by fake pickaxing it. And then I go up against his front wall, place a ramp in his box. This makes him want to go out a side, so I track his movement, I see him coming this way, and so I get the walls around his ramp. Once he's in there, I fake pickaxe his ramp to get him to edit on me, pre-fire him, and then the fight is basically over. I just hug this wall to take a last right-hand peek to finish the fight. Last one, I'm wearing the most beautiful skin in the game. First moment where I outplay him, I see that he could potentially go out this side, and he does, and I outplay him by getting that wall and then the cone in his box, free shot. He almost gets a shot on me by jumping out the side here, but then he just boxes up there, so immediately I think, let's get a ramp in his box. Eventually I slip it in there, get to his side, and then when he edits out that side, I bop him. This is another good way to use the trick. If you just jump to the side, and then if they edit there, get ready to pre-fire. If you can get there fast enough, they'll just run right into you. God, I love that ramp phase trick. This next play, I take his wall here, and when I edit through, I notice he doesn't have those back two walls. So I make sure to grab those before taking the shot, that way they only have one escape, the brick wall to my left. I should have pre-boxed him out that side, but we still got the kill. You may have seen this clip in one of my recent videos. I played this fight really well. I see him cycling from above, so I go for a pre-fire, but I miss it. Then I see him under my ramp here, so I go for this edit out the side, edit of the ramp trick. This sets up a really good right-hand peek for you when you edit out the side like this. Such a good move to get a good health advantage if they're under your ramp. It's super safe. Then I'm going for a phase into his box here, but I notice his wall is missing, so I drop down and grab that wall to finish the fight. Now this clip here may have been one of the best peek shots I ever took. I edit that cone up as soon as possible because I know he's going to get in, and then I edit this front right corner of the cone to set up a right hand peek. This peek can be used in a lot of situations. This was just like an unbelievable one because I only had that small little area of the wall to shoot through. After I get that health advantage, I just have to chase him down and get the last shot on him. Now next up we have another example of a really good pre-fire I do. When I'm pickaxing his top, I'm not exactly trying to take it, I'm more so trying to get him to edit on me so I can take this pre-fire. The best way to start hitting pre-fires is just start looking for patterns in players' movement. If they make a certain double edit at certain points, like just be ready to pre-fire. Anytime I'm pickaxing from above or a wall, I'll take my shotgun out all the time to get ready to pre-fire. This next trick is such a good simple way to outplay your opponent. I talked about it before, but I haven't really shown many examples of it. As you saw, I placed a cone in his box from above. The way you do this is aim your crosshair below their box and the cone will just slip right in there. It's a great way to throw off your opponent because right as I did that, he tried to get out of that box and it gave me a chance to take his wall. It's a really good pressure move. If you're ever below someone's box, do the same thing. It works so well. Sometimes you'll get them caught in the cone and you'll be able to spray them down. I've got a few more clips to show. In this fight, I was so low on builds. I had 4 builds left. So I knew I had to make the most of them. I'm playing in my box, waiting for them to pressure before I strike. When they do drop down on this wall, notice how I piece control. I piece control from behind my right-hand peak so they don't have an angle to shoot me, and then I have a perfect right-hand peak to shoot them. It's the concept I made up called piece control from behind cover. I've got a few videos on it if you want to check it out. This next play was so cheeky. So I'm getting psychoed and I'm weak, so I'm trying to get some chip damage on them. Notice how I branched out so I had room to move and more edits that I could make on them. That's how I was able to outplay them and get this chip damage to start. After I get that damage dealt, they psychoed right into my box, and this is where I outplayed them insanely. I get above them and stand on my wall up here to edit the ramp and take this last peek. As I take the peek shot from above, I drop down just in case it doesn't kill them, and I can edit the wall to finish the fight. In this fight, I start out by doing lots of high walls. I love doing high walls in build fights in game. It's the best way to outplay your opponent and get piece control opportunities. Here they get this floor over top of me, so I immediately side jump to get out of there. Once I get above them, I do one of my favorite peek shots from above, and then piece control them to finish it up. Here's another super similar example. I pretty much do the same thing, the same peek shot, and then pre-box them out the side afterwards. Only difference is they jumped out the side in this one, but I still could use my peek behind the wall and then double edit from above, yada yada. Here it is in slow motion. That double edit with the ramp and floor is so good. And then I got them running into my wall at the end here. Here's another example where I do a bunch of the stuff that I talked about throughout this video. I do pre-fires, I do movement to get counter peeks, I do piece control from behind cover, setting up a perfect right hand peek. So much good stuff in this fight, check it out. Also, I don't think that was the real day. I know a lot of you are going to say, but I don't know. As you can see, I get that cone over top the opponent while hugging my cover, and then I just have to set up really nice right-hand peeks to finish it off. After I get that big hit, I just go in with the spray weapon to finish it up. Free cleanup, free double kill. In this fight, I'm baiting pre-fires on a wall. This is what I was talking about earlier. Pay attention to how I do this. And then in the last clip, we're just going to have another one of those edit out the side ramp tricks. But it's outro time, baby. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this video helps you out. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of these type of videos. I love making these. I think they're super helpful. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, use code JivanTV in the item shop, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.